Welcome into our final Buffs primetime of the 2025 college football season. It's holiday week. Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. This show airs on Wednesday. We're taping on Tuesday. We've got new digs here. We're in Prime's recruiting lounge. Head coach, Deion Coach Prime Sanders. Also, Andre Gerard's going to join us. And your guy, Mata, is going to be with us.
Oh,
too.
that's great.
Oh, you kidding me?
Mata's good.
That guy, I love that guy, yeah.
I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Did you get a little emotional with Senior Day the other day? I saw you walking with a few guys out there,
well,
yeah.
First of all, if our guys, sometimes the parents can't make it due to different circumstances, but we're going to make sure they're always represented. So that's tough. Like, and I went through the line when in tunnel to shake every parent's hand to make sure, look them in the eye, and tell them about their kids. And it's funny, like some of the inside jokes that you said. Thank you for that one.
It is. There's a finality to that that's always kind of interesting, and I know it's tough when you got 100 guys on a roster. It's tough to get to know everybody from a family standpoint.
That's true.
Do you get to know some of the parents though?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them. You got his mother's been with me for 4 years.
Sure.
So of course, I know his father. I met
exactly.
Ben's father at the hotel during this year,
Yeah.
and so many other the kids, their parents. You would like to, but you just don't.
Sure.
You never like when you ever bump into them. You
Right.
don't. You don't ever get an opportunity to meet them.
Get a quick handshake, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
and you try your best to remember faces.
Yeah.
And some of them look just like the kids. You're like, oh wow, okay, I see.
Yeah. The ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Tough one for us. Okay. For into the third quarter, very competitive ball game, and then it got away.
You know what? As a coach, you sit down, and I didn't go home. I stayed right here.
Yeah.
And you look out there and you say, okay, what is it about us that when it gets down to it, we just don't have enough to get it done?
Yeah.
That bothers you, and you try to dissect that and just wonder why. Because you're trying to do things because you know, okay, now they're going to make another run. It's like basketball.
Sure.
Are you going to be able to stand up to that? Because one mishap you could deal with, but not two, because they're not built like that right now. This team ain't built like that. Like last year's team was, the year before that wasn't. You know the characteristics of your team.
But it is an interesting psychological question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because here the Buffs are out there going nose to nose, going back and forth on your way in for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And then we can't seem to finish it.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't overcome an adversity because like I know it's going to be an adversity. Between now and the end of this game, it's going to be like I know these guys. I know how we move. It's going to be an adversity. During there, we could call it to the down. Sometimes I'm like, Rob, this series right here is usually the series we do A, B, C, and D. Come on, let's go. And you're calling it based on what has happened previously in certain games, in certain moments, in certain movements, in certain young men, and you try to get the ones out there that you trust the most. Defensively, and you try your best to just make it happen, man. Sometimes it just don't coincide.
Right before you came up to do the show with us, you did your press conference, and you gave us some news about Juju,
right?
And the fact that he's going to redshirt, and so he can't play the fifth game. That decision. Tell me about how that unfolded.
I got to do what's best for these kids, man, and what's best for the program, but what's best for these kids, number one. So I had to talk with his father as well as him and say, look, this is what I think should happen.
Yeah.
I know he's a competitor. He wants to play. But you just never know in college football. Into one game, a whole year, that don't equate. The balance. And to just think that this program – could have this young man for 4 years. It just say nowadays they play 2 more good years, they're going pro anyway.
Right.
And that's what you want. You want them to go because that puts the program on another map. But you're thinking about the program, you're thinking about the young man, and you're thinking about the family. And I want what's best for all parts.
Yeah. What was Juju's response? He's a competitor.
He wanted to play.
I bet he did.
Yeah, he wanted to play.
Yeah.
He wanted to play, but is that the best thing for him?
Right.
I don't know about that. No. And I don't never want to be indecisive about a young man's career.
Because you don't want to hurt the back end just to get a bump in the front
you just
end.
never know. And you don't you don't plan for injuries, you don't plan for that, but you do plan for what's best for he and his family. And when we waited and we thought about it, I said, no, what's best for you, man, is sit Winston out. Caden Salter's going to start. You know what? And that gives him another opportunity
it does.
to do your thing. Like, come on, man. I don't know where you are mentally, psychologically, with how you feel like the season went, but you got another opportunity.
Yeah.
And all it takes is one big one for somebody to see you and say, I like that. I'm going to give him a shot.
We've got such an interesting dynamic right now in college athletics, right?
Yeah.
They're young men. In some respects, they're an adult. They're getting paid. There are all kinds of new things that are happening within this. But yet, you want Dad to be involved in that conversation.
Right.
What was Dad's thought in this one?
Yeah, because Dad is involved in his life.
Right.
You know, sometimes if that's not the case, that's not going to be the case. His dad is tremendously involved in his life, and he's been there from day one. So Dad lives here as well. But he's very adamant about he wanted to play. They don't want to tap out. Like, they're not saying it's not tapping out. You ain't faking nothing. No, man. This is what's best for y'all. We got this.
But you want to see that. You want to see him want to play, right?
Yes.
That speaks to what's on the chest.
That speaks volumes to you made the right decision when they were sitting here on that couch.
Yeah.
That's what that speaks to.
Watching him the last couple of weeks, he looks like he belongs out there.
Yeah.
And you know, for the fandom out there, you've whet their appetite for what Juju can become. Yeah. What'd you see from him in week number 2?
He got better and better.
Yeah.
It was a tough game last game
Sure
because he couldn't figure them out for a whole half, and they weren't doing too much. But it's part of that study and that preparation and understanding. Trust what you see. They were faking the blitzes, and they had him kind of all over the place at first, and he was a little jittery. So we just kept trying to give him easy completion, easy throws, so he could get it going. And in the second half, he got it going a little bit, but they kept him off balance. We should have ran the ball a lot more than we did. But that kid, he needs those adversities to learn, to see how people are going to defense him and to see the things that you saw this week in practice prior. And you got to make those reads. And I kept telling him, you're second off. You're second late.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of there a little bit quicker, and it's going to happen.
Well, that's what you do against a young quarterback, right?
Right.
I mean, if you did that against Shador last year, he saw it. He knew it was coming, right? That was so you they always say you blitz a freshman, you drop back against a veteran guy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he's understanding the process of being a difference maker, that it takes a lot more. You got to dedicate yourself a lot more than you've ever done in your life, so it shows up on Saturdays.
You said something to your press conference here just a little while ago that walking off the field, you were talking to him, and he was assuring you, I'm going to figure it out. I'm trying to, you know.
Yeah. But I like that he came to me right when we were walking off the field at halftime.
Oh, so he came to you?
Yeah. And he was like, Coach, I got this. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And I like that. Yeah. I like that thought process, man. I really do.
As you're getting into, recruiting season is just around the corner for you. Is he the kind of guy that draws other players?
Yeah, definitely, because you got to be crazy if you can't see the future. Like, if you can't see that you got one of the first things that matters in college football is a quarterback. You got a quarterback, you can win some games. Then you go to the lines offensively and defensively, and you can win some games. But he's that intangible that makes not only linemen, receivers, backs, like everybody on offense want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, you've got that guy that pulls the trigger. We saw that with number 2, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, guys would
he was different, man. He was a heck of a recruiter. Like he would DM a guy, hey, what's up? What we gonna do?
Okay.
That's how we got LeJontay and Jimmy and some of those guys. That's just who he was. He was a little more outgoing, but Juju has time, and I'm sure he's going to get to the level.
Right. Is that something you want to kind of encourage in him?
Yeah, but I got to allow him to be him.
Right.
I can add some sauce to it, but he has to be unapologetically him.
Yeah. So when you sat down with Caden and said, hey, one more opportunity, what was his response?
He's ready.
I got to know that smile. So that'll be okay. So now you kind of go back to Caden this week.
Yeah, but you got to understand, man. This is a tremendous opportunity.
Sure, it is.
Like, dog, come on, man. This is the last college game, you know, in a buff uniforms,
Yeah.
and pray to God it's not your last game
Yes,
ever.
right.
And if you don't want it to be, just ball.
Right.
Just ball.
Gives you one more chance to
Yeah.
put yourself on
Yeah.
display.
Make people think, man, why did they go away from him? Make people second guess.
Is
everything.
that part of the message of this team this week? Hey, guys, you got one last chance this season, right?
Well,
you know how limited this
yeah,
game
but
is?
the message this week is we're gonna be some spoilers, man.
Right.
You know, they get to go to the bowl game and they win one more. We don't want that.
Right.
Yeah, we got to tug on anything we can, and that's the thing.
Got a great chance out there this
Yeah.
weekend. What do you say to a guy like Ronald Coleman after what went down with him?
Let me explain Ronald Coleman.
Okay.
Ronald Coleman was a walk-on receiver, come from the state of Florida. I'm always fond of my Florida boys.
Yeah.
Changed his position because he saw, you know, what Marshall was doing with the backs. Worked his butt off, man. I'm talking about yearly. You don't know how many guys come up to me, hey, Coach, why don't you put Coleman in? And I think we put him in at the end of the game, early in the season, victory, like in just a victory formation. Just to
to
let
get him
him
out
get his
there.
feet wet.
Yeah.
And everybody was cheering and happy. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, we got this run going. But he hits it differently. See, you guys are not at practice. You don't see it.
Sure.
He hits it differently than any back we have. I mean, he hits it because he's small, he's quick, And I'm thinking, when he gets in there and hit it, this whole sideline is going to go crazy.
Right.
It's going to ignite them. It's going to excite them. They're going to be fired up because when they saw him getting ready, they went crazy. And you're thinking, you're going to ride to that emotion because I know we're going to get flat in a minute because we're highs and lows. You know what I'm saying? And all he got to do is hit it.
And he actually did.
He hit it. The moment was just too big.
Right.
And you sit and think about it, and I felt bad for him because, you know, you get your one shot, man.
Right.
And that's your one shot, you know, especially as a walk-on. But I just felt bad for him because if you had seen his practices, man, and how the guys react to him, you would understand what I'm talking about. But we don't let media in practice, so you never get to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt, you know, after the ball game, we're up in the booth finishing up doing the post game, and I looked down and 45's out there with the ball in his hand, running up and down the field.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but you know, it's a learning lesson. It's something that he'll never forget, and he's going to have to go and grow from.
Yep. I like it. Hey, the Buffaloes are on the road against Kansas State. Turns out it's an early ball
Thank you,
game.
Jesus.
Yeah. well, you know my travel situation. It's not easy getting there for that one, but we're going to make it on Saturday. But the Buffs will play at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, hit the air at 8 a.m. Mountain Time on the radio network. We'll take a timeout. Andre Gurode still to come, former Buff and offensive line coach, and Alejandro Matematic is going to join us here in our player segment as well. More with Coach Prime after this. This is Colorado football from their field. Once again on Buffs Prime Time here at the Champions Center. We're coming to you from the Recruiting Lounge today. The Buffaloes getting ready to take on Kansas State on Saturday in Manhattan, Kansas. Early game, 10 o'clock game, 8 a.m. with the pregame. Our program brought to us by Aflac. Get help with the expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Visit Aflac.com to learn more. Andre Gerard still to come. Alejandro is going to join us. One more segment with Coach Prime here. Hey, I got to ask you about Shedeur. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Huh? You got a chance to see your boy play?
You know what?
First time as a fan, I would probably think.
No, that was my first time ever
I bet.
seeing him play without coaching him.
Right.
First time. And thank God, that I was allowed to, and I got an opportunity to sit up in the owner's box.
Right.
How many times that happened? The quarterback on the opposing team's father sitting up in the box with the opposing team's owner.
Right.
Like, how many times that happened?
Yeah,
so
that's an oddity. Yeah.
I'm thankful, I'm honored, and, I was at peace just to see there and focus and watch him do his thing, man. I was just proud of him. I'm proud of the man that I see him, that he's becoming.
Sure.
I'm proud of that.
Okay, now it's one thing when you're dad, but you're the coach on the sidelines, you're focused on the game. How much were you pacing up there?
None. I was just watching. Like, you got to understand, like, when I'm up there, I'm watching it like a GM. Like, I'm watching it like, okay, this, what they can. Let's go empty. Give them some quick throws, or let's run the ball. Like, I think we had 20 yards rushing at the halftime, which ain't good. And you're just thinking about what could possibly be done. Proud of it, like when you sitting up there watching those plays, like, won't they do this? I'm going to give you myself. Just call me on the sideline. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, Mark said run the ball. So it was interesting, but that was my first time ever being there with him and not being his coach.
What did you say to him before the game, before he went out there? I saw there was a moment with you guys in the hallway.
Yeah, love you. You know I had to be here. Relax. Be you. God has given you everything that you need to be successful. Allow those abilities to come forth. Don't try to force nothing. Don't try to do nothing that you're not capable of doing. Just let it be. But he's like, Dad, I'm prepared. I'm ready.
He uncorked that long throw, and I was kind of amazed because we watched him do it out. Well, you watched him do it for 4 years. I watched him out here for 2 years doing that kind of thing. I was amazed there was such a reaction to it. I thought I've seen him do that many times here at Folsom Field.
It's almost like we've conditioned. It's been so much hate and so much ignorance, so much love as well. But we've been forced to forget all that he's accomplished in college. Like, we forgot. Like, come on, man, this ain't no fifth-round draft pick. Y'all know one day it'll be a 30 for 30. Y'all will tell the darn truth. Or I'll do my own documentary and tell the truth and interview you all. But sometimes they forget, like, what this guy has accomplished in college football. Sometimes when they talking about him like that, I say, so everybody who didn't throw at least 35 touchdowns and 4,000 yards and 74% completion percentage, they shouldn't be drafted then, right?
Well, I think it's exaggerated with Shedeur. But probably there is something about the NFL. You spent many years there. What is it? The fact that a guy can be a very good player for 4 years, and it seems like the National Football League ignores that, and we got to see it here.
That's hate. Let's go hate.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's go hate. At that position, I understand there's a lot more going to it, but when you see how we were made up and we still got it done because of, mainly that guy, it is hard to overlook. And that's what was hurtful. It was harmful that guys that did far less, went ahead of him. But I think it was all God's plan. I really do.
Now that you kind of broke the seal on this thing, he really gets a running start into week number 2, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's happy about it. I mean, I just talked to him a little while ago. He's already met with the coaches and to start dealing with the game plan and getting an early start on things. But the more and more he's out there, the more and more comfortable he's going to be, and the more and more comfortable his teammates are going to be with him. Then he's going to start knowing them. Yeah. Like, he knew with certain calls that we had that, okay, that right tackle is not going to give you what he wants on this because that guy's a killer in front of him, so I got to get the ball out. Like, he knew those type of things, and he knew, okay, we got a corner slant or delay. Let me flip Travis and Jimmy on this because Travis is going to run that corner better than Jimmy going to run that delay. Like, he would do those type of things because he knew everything within the offense and everything with the personnel. So getting to know that is just a matter of time.
I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway because I want you to talk about it. And that is the way you coached him, raised him, prepared him
Yeah.
was for the National Football League, wasn't it?
No,
No?
it was for life.
Okay. All right.
That's that. I just gave you a viral moment.
Yeah. All right. Let it go. Click, click, click. There it goes.
No, honestly.
Well, I understand it, but from
No,
a football
no,
standpoint, were you thinking about the NFL when he was younger?
Well,
Or was it more best he can be, but I want to be a good man?
You got to understand, most African American quarterbacks, they want them to run.
Yeah.
But then they criticize them for running.
Right.
So I didn't raise him like that. I raised him as a pocket guy that was smart, that could see it. I remember we having delays, or we're in the lounge in American, waiting on the plane to leave, and we got another hour, and they take us in this private lounge. I was on the board, man, writing up defenses, and he has to write up an offense to beat the defense, and Shiloh had to do the defense to write up the offense, and I wrote the offense.
So they grew up diagramming.
They grew up like that.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing stupid stuff like, he didn't know the game.
We're on radio, but he just mic dropped right there.
Please. Like, please.
Right.
Please. Like, we started this stuff in there. This kid been checking off, looking at the defense and checking off at the age of 7.
Wow.
I was signaling plays to him at 7 and 8.
Yeah.
We never lost a game 7, 8 years old, all the way up.
Yeah.
All the way up, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They barely. I don't even know if we lost from 7 to 12.
So from a football standpoint, he was being prepared for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then prepared for life.
Right.
I mean, the little lessons. You got to understand, as a father, man, you don't know if this stuff is penetrating. But then when I hear him regurgitate the stories about how he was raised and how he came up, I'm sitting there with tears in my eyes like, wow, he actually got it. Like, he got it.
That's the best moment as a parent when you realize it's something.
Yeah, like, he got it. Like, that's why I moved you across town to get you that. Yeah, I didn't want no silver or no gold or no platinum spoon in your mouth. That was good, but I wanted you to get, eat that cereal up with that plastic spoon, so you understand. Yeah, our daddy came up. I wanted that thing in him, that dog in him.
Well, he's got San Francisco this weekend at home, so they're back in Cleveland this week. All right, Kansas State. Give me a thought or two about K-State.
First of all, I love the coach.
Yeah.
And the emotional moment that he had at the conclusion of the game.
Did you understand that?
Yeah.
Did you?
Please, I want to be able to release like that, but please, I'll be in the sky. They'll put my clips in the sky.
You'd be all over.
All over. But I get it, man. I understand it. I feel it because we want to win so bad, and sometimes we think we're right there, and we just don't get it done. You get so angry about it, and it hurts. Like, it just hurts. Yeah. You think I just want to stay here? After the game, I'm so darn battered and abused and hurt that I can't even get downstairs to get in the car, man.
Right.
Yeah.
K-State, well, they ran the ball exceptional last week. That's been an area of trouble for us.
Yeah.
Big challenge this week.
I think my mama's playing free safety this week, and she better come down here. She better come down the hill and make a play. She better. We got everybody in the box this week.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's from a team standpoint, as you said, the mindset is one last opportunity.
You got to do it.
Play spoiler.
Coach Petco told a tremendous story about when he played in college in one of his last games. He picked up a fumble. I think he ran it 65 or 70 yards for a touchdown. That one play sent everybody to watch this film.
Wow.
And next thing you know, 14 years later,
Yeah.
NFL career.
Long time.
But
Great
that
career.
one play took him to a whole nother level because now everybody's saying, who's that big Samoan-looking dude that can run like that? and he told the team that story. So we've been telling this guy that it only takes one play.
Great opportunity sitting here. Every Saturday's an opportunity.
And you got to take advantage of it.
Awesome. Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it. Happy, blessed Thanksgiving
Yes.
to you.
Thanks for everything you did all season long.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Head
God
coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime of the Buffaloes, to take on K-State on Saturday. Here, they was wrap up his segment here on our final Buffs Prime Time. Coming up next, we're going to talk with former Buff and offensive line coach Andre Gurode after this. This is Colorado football from their field. Football is brought to us by Taco Bell. Hey, Buffs fans, get game day ready with the Taco Bell Buffs Box. Just $7. You're going to score 4 Taco Bell Classics, a large fountain drink with a collectible cup featuring Juju Lewis, Traylon Miller, Jordan Seaton, or Quentin Gibson. Big flavor, big value, built for Buffs fans. Only at participating Colorado Taco Bell locations. Liv Moss, Buffs back on the road this week. One more game this season at Kansas State on Saturday. 10 a.m. game, 8 a.m. with the pregame. We've got, by the way, Andre Durant's here right now, offensive line coach, former Buff. No Coach Barnett this weekend, by the way. You know that, right?
Oh, man.
Well, you know,
I'm quite sure, you had a lot of stories with Coach Barnett, and I'm hopefully trying to do a good job and not let GB down. So
once your coach, always your coach, right?
Absolutely.
We know he just had the new shoulder put in.
Yeah, I asked him about that.
Yeah.
He said he was playing pickleball. Got a little too aggressive, trying to score a point, and I think he landed.
So he's out this weekend. He's going to stay down in Phoenix, and we got Jeff Campbell's going to join us this weekend. So you know that. We got, he's a Hall of Famer now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, just
yes,
like you.
Well deserved. Jeff did a great job. Appreciate the nod. Yes.
Yeah. Offensive line. How would you kind of evaluate? And I know the last few weeks here, you're missing a few guys and kind of patching things together. Overall, what would you say about your offensive line this season?
The thing that I would say about the guys, firstly, so proud of the gentlemen in the room that work together to coach the group. So Gunnar White, George Heckman, Grant Hammer, myself.
Yeah.
Great job in trying to work, putting everything aside to make sure the athletes get everything that they need. As far as how they have performed this year, the record doesn't show how hard these guys actually work.
Okay.
What they've overcome, what they've come back from, trying to be the most dependable, trying to live up to what Coach Prime wants them to be, what they've decided to be. It's been a journey. And there's a silver lining to this situation.
What's that?
The last time I was a part of a team at Colorado, and same type of record would be 2000.
Okay.
Do you know what happened in 2001?
I do know what happened. It was a very, very good year for the Buffaloes.
And I remember the game in Lincoln, my junior year. Tom Ashworth, and Eric McCready, and Sean Jarnay. These are seniors that are graduating.
Right.
And we're looking at these guys, and Tom always breaks out in tears. He's a very emotional guy. I love Tom.
Okay.
And so the guys united. All the guys fought. And we lost the game to Nebraska that year, my junior year. But it was decided then that we were not going to have another year like this moving forward.
All right.
And so I'm thinking that, guys, the one thing that you can take from the offensive line that I look at, they don't stop fighting.
Right.
And that's what I would say I'm proud of, their progression through the season that they've been doing.
I want to ask you a process question, because when you think of offensive line, you think of cohesion, you think of brotherhood, you think the way you guys connect, the way you work together. The way this game has changed, and now with portal stuff, guys coming in, is it harder to build those qualities in an offensive line because there is so much movement?
There is a lot of movement. I think what you're referring to is the old regime where, you would go into a system, you would grow,
You're there 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. So I think nowadays it's about getting the right guys. It's about getting the right guys to come into the room and the culture being established in the room. And I think we're going to do a much better job. Not that we haven't done a good job. We've done a pretty solid job with those guys coming together and getting everyone on the same page, because I think that when your wants align, everything falls into place.
Yeah. The way that you talk about the guys that coach us, you, George, and Gunnar and the group, how is it divvied up? How do you guys kind of handle that? Are some guys focused on the interior, some on the edge, or how does it work? How do you guys do that?
What's actually interesting? We try to talk about like different positions and cutting things up that way.
Yeah.
But it keeps going back to the melting pot of everybody has a voice. And so if someone sees something that I missed, Gunnar missed, George, whatever, everyone will come around and trying to put it all together. So if Gunner is talking about a play, there may be a detail that he covered that was mentioned that I'm going to ask a question for more clarification on.
Okay.
And I'm asking the question because I know someone in the room wants to ask that question. And so you begin to put these questions and concerns, and everybody begins to look over how this all comes together, and it becomes a beautiful, I guess, thing that you wind up, the product that
Kind
you
of
see
a
on TV.
mosaic that you have out there.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a cake, and everybody's, somebody's cracking the eggs, somebody's got the flour, somebody's mixing, somebody's adding the sugar. Grant being the engineer, he's always got the measurements and stuff. And so it comes out great. It comes out as a good tasting cake.
Jerry, you've got an interesting perspective here because you played here. You know what this place is all about.
Yeah.
So we got recruiting coming up. You're going to be making a sales pitch to guys around the country. What do you? Even though the kind of the process has changed with what we do now in college athletics, what do you tell guys about why this is a place you want to be at?
That's a very interesting story, and I've shared it before. But guys will ask me, why did I choose Colorado coming out of Texas, of all places, and having asthma, which is, and finding out that the dry climate is actually better for you to breathe in.
All right.
I
didn't know that. Great.
I had no idea. But I chose Colorado because it was the right school for me. And they went above and beyond to try to make sure that I felt comfortable. And let me explain what I'm talking about. So if you remember, the commitment time back then was in February.
Yes.
So I'd signed my letter of commitment. By then, most universities, hey, we're not doing anything extra for you. You've signed the paper.
Yep.
We're just waiting for you to get here. What Colorado did was they flew back out to Houston after signing day, drove through College Station, Bryan College Station, to Hearne, Texas, where my grandmother lives, my mother's mother,
Wow.
and my uncle. And my family's from Hearne, Texas, my mother and father. And they drove out there, and they met with my grandmother for 6 hours.
Wow.
Just to prove to her that they were going to take care of her grandson and make sure that I graduated.
Yeah.
Fast forward, my grandmother passed away my junior year in college.
Okay.
Coach Barnett didn't know about this, but Coach Embry, who knew about the recruiting process, told Coach Barnett, hey, we have to deliver this information to him. We need to bring all his friends around because that woman's important.
Well, it's going to hit hard.
But to come to fulfillment, I graduated, and the coaches that recruited me called me the day of graduation. I have no idea how they got my number, but I'm sitting in the stands. My phone rings. I answer the phone, and it's the coaches, and they're like, hey, we kept our promise to your grandmother. And I can't really capsulize that to tell a young man, when you find the right school that means so much to you, they'll do things to make sure you're headed in the right direction. And also, which is pretty interesting, was my senior year while getting ready for the combine and the draft. My GPA, my spring GPA was a 4.0.
Look at you.
Yeah. My academic advisor threw her phone at me, so she's very upset behind that one.
Jordan Seaton, as long as you played in college and the NFL and all you've seen and now in coaching, tell me what you see from that young man.
I see a young man who has the athletic ability to do some very special things as in this game.
Sure.
He hasn't quite put every single thing together yet. He works on different things. He's trying to focus on different things in his game. He's trying to add to it. He's changing how his body looks. And we have to remember, we're talking about a young man who I think is 19 years old.
That's right.
With the weight of the world on his shoulders, knowing that, hey, in a short time, I'm going to be in the National Football League. The last person that I've seen that was coming into the NFL before the age of 21 was Tyron Smith.
Okay.
And we can say that he did well in the NFL.
Yeah. He's a talented young man, no doubt about it.
He is. He's a very talented young man that still has to grow and develop, and he will continue to grow and develop and get better. So it's always interesting to see how the process goes.
Last 30, 40 seconds here. Give me a quick thought about that defensive front for K-State you're going to face this week. What kind of challenge do they pose?
You know what I will say? It's one. It's always hard to play in Manhattan. We can
know
talk
that.
about
Yep.
we can talk about all the details off
Yeah.
site because
Yeah.
we don't want to talk about that. But it's very hard to play in Manhattan. Just know that it's not friendly for the opposing team. The referees know it too. But the defensive front, lunch pail group, hardworking group, they give great effort, play well as a unit. They chase the ball down, and they're ranked in the top 10 and actually forcing turnovers.
Yeah.
So we have to match or we have to exceed their effort and intensity in playing in this game.
All right.
So,
One last ball game. Hey, appreciate you coming by.
man, I appreciate you having me.
You bet.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Andre Durant, former Buff and offensive line coach here at the University of Colorado as they get ready to take on Kansas State. Hey, we're going to go to the other end of the spectrum, from the big fellas to the specialists. We got Alejandro who's going to join us next, the senior kicker for the Buffaloes. That's after the break. This is Colorado football from their field. Colorado football is brought to us by Hilton's on Canyon. Game day in Boulder starts right here. Embassy Suites and Hilton Garden Inn in Boulder, official partners of the Buffaloes. Back one final time on our final show of the 2025 season, and we saved the best for last. My guy, Matematic, Alejandro Mata, joining us.
What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Can you believe the career is coming? Your last game.
That's it.
Has it hit you yet?
It definitely hit me on senior night.
Did it really?
Yeah, walking down the aisle, seeing my family at the end of it, and then just seeing the crowd cheer for me whenever they called for me. Like, that's when it really clicked. I'm like, damn, this is it.
You start with Prime down at Jackson, and then you come here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you look back over your 4 year. What do you think of? What strikes you right away when you think about it?
Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is all the friendships that I've made over the last 4 years.
Right.
Going back to Jackson all the way into here. So yeah, just obviously outside of football, just the great life that I've experienced just from being in college as an athlete.
It is amazing, and I was talking with Arden Walker about this last week. We talked to him for the pregame show before the last game. And I said, when you think about it, you play the game because you love it, right?
Yep.
But then you look back and go, boy, the game has done a lot for me.
Yeah.
Hasn't it? Does that strike you at all?
Oh, yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Because obviously without the sport, I wouldn't have met Coach Prime. I wouldn't have met all the NFL greats. I wouldn't have made the friends that I have now. I would have gone to Kennesaw State back in Georgia or something, walked on,
Right.
tried out, and I definitely wouldn't have the name that I do now.
What's your best Prime story now that you're sitting here after 4 years?
Well, it goes back to that translation video that we had at Jackson after we beat FAMU, where he had me translate his whole speech in front of the team. I think that really solidified me as the kicker. If Coach Prime's translator, I guess.
Well, what do you think it was about the two of you that seemed to click, right? Because there are a lot of guys go through, and obviously he's the head coach. He's got a relationship with everyone. What was it about you all of a sudden? Because you became kind of one of his guys all of a sudden. What happened?
I make kicks.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did my job.
Simple as that, right?
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
You made it the second he gives you a nickname, right? And it started off as Squeaky.
Yeah.
It went out to be Ta, and now it's just Ta. So we keep evolving every once in a while. But yeah, as long as you do your job and you're a good person on and off the field, he'll be good with you.
What's the number one thing you think you'll take away from him? Because obviously he attends to you guys more than just the X's and O's. It's just about life and growing and all. What's the one thing you'll take away from him?
One thing that I could notice personally of how I've grown as a man is definitely just the accountability part.
Okay.
In high school, going through football, if I missed a kick, I'd be like, oh, yeah, it was the holder's fault.
Right.
Oh, yeah, bat snap. Right now, until I see the film, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets blocked off the edge, off the middle, my fault until I see the film and it tells me otherwise.
So you become very, very self-introspective on those things.
Yes, sir.
Well, when you missed the PAT here a few weeks ago, I know
all me.
that bothered you like crazy, didn't
Oh,
it?
you have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea because I just wanted to keep building on that record and make sure nobody breaks it for the next 4 years at least.
What was it, 105 or something that I think you got?
100, something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that one of those things that's going to keep you up at night? Before you're going to go, how did I do that?
No doubt, no doubt. We're talking about a 21-yard field goal over here, man. How do you miss that?
What is this? This week, final game. The season hasn't turned out the way you guys wanted. What's kind of been the conversation or the message in the locker room about this one last opportunity?
Well, the goal is obviously to dominate every week, and we know we're not at the position where we wanted to be at the start of the season. But we're in here trying to get Kansas State to not get to a postseason, pretty much.
There you go.
That type of mentality of still hope.
I tell you what, man, you have been awful fun to watch and cover.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
You can come hang out in the booth anytime you want.
Oh, I'll make sure I do.
Love it. Alejandro Mata and the Buffaloes will take on Kansas State on Saturday. That is a 10 a.m. game, 8 o'clock with the pregame. For Coach Prime, for Matematic, and for Dre, thanks for joining us. It's our final Buffs Prime Time. This has been Colorado Football from Learfield.